Hey everybody, it's Angela, and as you can see, I'm going to try to do a voiceover for this video. So this is my first time, and bear with me as I figure this whole process out. What I'm doing here is I have some American Crafts paper pad, and I decided to use this sun and cloud paper because I don't really like it, and I thought, well, I can just cover up the sunshine on here. And so I'm going to mat my photo with a couple different papers to make it stand out a little bit. I wanted to give it a little bit of definition and put a darker color behind this first mat to make it pop out. So I think I'm going to put the flowers underneath it. And this is a picture of my hubby who brings me coffee in bed. And he came back that morning and actually brought the coffee pot and the creamer and did a refill while I was still in bed on a Saturday morning. So I just wanted to document that. I took a picture of him with my cell phone. So this is kind of what I'm thinking is going to be the mat. And I'm turning it, and I just really don't like that sun. And so I thought, well, I'm going to go with this one, was kind of my second choice out of that paper pad. And although I don't want to cover up the camera, I like the rest of the little side. So I thought, well, I'll just cut out the edge of the camera so I can slip my mat underneath it. I need to cut a little bit more here. And I'm kind of liking the way that looks, so I'm going to go ahead and put my photo down. And then I am going to go off and find my rubber stamp that I want to use for my title. And it's a rubber stamp I've had for a while. Too much of a good thing can be wonderful. I wanted to use it. I didn't want to stamp it on a bright white paper because everything else on the layout so far is kind of cream. And so I wanted to do brown on cream. So I'm grabbing this Heidi Swap brown ink and doing a test run on this white paper first. And it was a little splotchy, so I thought I'd put a mouse pad underneath it to give it a little more give when I did the stamp. And I liked that better. So I decided to use this sun paper that I don't like just for the cream part. The cream color, so it would match in with my other papers. And I like the cloud, so I'll probably fussy cut that out. And I may or may not use the sunshine. I don't know. I think I might have cut into one of the rays a little bit, but I could still use it if I want to, but it just isn't speaking to me. So I just thought, I'll use the paper other ways. And so now I have gone off. I decided I didn't want to just cut it out in a big square. I wanted to use a Spellbinders die cut on it to give the title a shape. So I went and I grabbed a couple of them, and this kind of square size one worked good because of where I had to stamp it on the piece of paper. And so I decided to go with that. So I'm just going to cut it out and take it over to my die cutting station and run that through. And I believe, went and got some washi tape just to tape the die cut over the wording so that I would know it was going to cut in the right spot. And I ran it through my Big Shot, and it didn't turn out quite the way I had wanted, because when I lined it up there, it looks great. I lined it up, everything fit within side, but as you can see, the actual die, the cutting blade of it didn't quite catch the bottom point. So the bottom looks a little flat instead of having that little dome on the top. But I was okay with that because it was nice, and it still looks geometric. It doesn't look wonky or anything like that. So I wanted to just go ahead and go with it. And so I inked the edge with the same brown and I put it on there, but everything was just looking kind of blah. It didn't pop. It was, I don't know. I was just like, I've got to add some more color to this layout. So I grabbed the paper pad again, grabbed that pink, and I grabbed these hearts that had a lot of different colors in them. And I thought that I would go ahead and matte that on this kind of bright, kind of red color. It's sort of hot pink, but it's more toward the red in real life. And so I'm just going to, I don't want it to be square, so I'm actually going to kind of fussy cut it to be the same shape as the die. I'd run it through and do another Spellbinders, but this was the largest size die of this shape that I had. So I had to just do it freehand here, and it worked out good because that color red matched in with the color of the heart down below on the layout, so it brought some of that red color up a little higher, and I liked that. And so I'm just kind of trimming that, and then I'm liking that a lot better. I mean, it really makes the title stand out, brings some color up there, and keeps it from just being a little bit too blah. And now I'm going through some of my little tabs and Project Life cards and things like that. I think these are We Are Memory Keepers cards that I'm looking through off screen, but the green just isn't quite the right shade of green. So now I'm looking at some of these Me and My Big Idea puffy stickers, and that pink, I really like the sentiments, but the pink on that was really hot pink. It wasn't red. So it just didn't quite go. But I like these puffy stickers, I believe are from Embellishments. And so I'm thinking I'm going to use a couple of those. And I'm also going through some Recollections stickers, a sticker pack that I had gotten. And this goes with that kind of chalkboard line that they have out right now. And so I liked the Just a Note kind of top note shape there on the bottom. And I also liked the You're Awesome. And now I'm going through I have some Project Life cards that I subscribed to the Scraptastic Project Life kit. So that's the only kit I get for Project Life. And then I have Cocoa Daisy kit, which is a scrapbooking kit. So I get 2 kits every month, which is more than enough product. So I need to get busy and use it faster. So I pulled out one of those because I liked the green matched really well. And I liked the dots because it kind of matched the dots in the heart down below. But I didn't like that it was white. So I'm putting it there and I'm like, it's just so white. And everything else is so cream based and it just wasn't working for me. But I need to put something over there. So I thought, well, if I'm going to was thinking of putting a square card with dots on it, I might as well just use a square piece of this heart paper. Because I know the colors on this are going to match because it's from the same paper stack. So I cut a piece of that, and then I want to put that sticker along the side of it. So I decide to put the sticker first to make sure it'll fit where I want, and then I will tack down the heart strip on there. Just kind of tuck it behind, and I'm following the angle of the pre-printed strip that's on there. And I'm sorry that I don't have quite the whole layout in the screen. I'm going to have to mark that down a little better. The camera I use is a point and shoot camera, and I don't have one of those little flipped screens so that I can see the screen while I'm doing stuff. A camera is the next thing on my wish list. I got the arm attachment for my tripod so that I could put the camera out to film straight down, and I've gotten a microphone so I can do this voiceover. So the next thing is probably going to be a new camera, or maybe a used camera, a used nice camera. I don't know. I'll have to look around. So right now I'm looking through, you saw me look through some wood veneer cards from my Scraptastic kits. I'm looking through a bunch of like Evilicious tags and cut aparts from various kits. I think that's a Chic Tags, Ellie's Studio. And then I find these October Afternoon Daily Flash chipboard pieces. And I'm liking that. And they're cream based, because most of the October Afternoon is kind of cream based. And I love that speech bubble. And I tried to get the "You Are Awesome" to fit on there, but there was just no way. Even cutting it up, there was no way it was going to stay on there. So now I'm trying to remove that speech bubble and leave the backing on it so that I can move it around on the page. And I think at this point my husband has come into the room and started distracting me, so things might slow down a little bit. And so I get that off, and I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to place it. And I'm thinking of using that round tag to break up some of the edges, but I don't want to cover up the heart either. So, and here I am, my husband is totally talking to me and distracting me. Okay, so I'm still not sold on that and set it aside, but I do like that speech bubble. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just put that down, and that way I can still see the shape of the heart, and yet it covers up the edge where the heart paper meets that kind of top note sticker. And then I put a puppy sticker on top of that speech bubble. Now I'm committing to putting my title down, so I'm removing all those. And I love this stamp. I mean, I've used it a couple times before, but not on a layout. So this is the first time I've used it on a layout. But, you know, sometimes it's the little things like, you know, having coffee brought to you in bed on the weekend that just, you know, you've really got to notice and appreciate, because that's what life is made of, is these little moments. So I pulled out some Me and My Big Idea, more of those puffy stickers, and I'm putting one of those down, kind of pointing into the photo. And I'm looking for more to go on there. Trying to break up some of those lines and fill in that space there, because I'm going to put my journaling on the lines where it says just a note. And so I need to kind of fill in that heart paper and bring some interest into that area, because I'm just going to have that cluster along that right hand side of the photo, and that's all there is that's going to be on here. So I'm looking at this cut apart sheet, and I see this little green piece here that said, "More of this, please," I think is what it says. And I just love that. But I had the hardest time finding where I was going to put that. First, I thought I'd put it on a different sticker and, you know, use something to kind of mat it. And then I went ahead and put it up on a pop dot. And then I moved it around from there. So you'll see me moving this little green square all over the place before I finally commit to putting it down. So I'm thinking I want that up there so I can use it for the date, but it's not really fitting. So I decide to just cut that off and kind of stick that one. Now it sticks out over the side and kind of links that all together. And now I have a little bit of a problem, because I've got the title square on the page, but I've got all my embellishments at an angle. So now it's like, well, do I put it on at an angle or do I put it on straight? And So now I'm going to start kind of trying to marry the two angles together. And so I pull out some of these little labels. A lot of these are my mind's eye labels. And so I started putting those on parallel to the top of the page. And then I have another one, and I thought, well, I'd go ahead and put a cluster of them up there. So I wanted more than just two. So I was like, I should probably find one more. So I'm looking on my desk for more of them. I find these jelly bean soup, and it's got that same nice red color. So and I'm still trying to place that little square. So I go ahead and commit on the label. And I'm looking through and I see the little word fragments, and I think that the colors are good on that. So I look through to find some words that would work on there. And I think my husband is still distracting me at this point. So I think I find some words, one that says like wonderful and like special day or something. I can't remember now. And I don't have the layout down here with me. Maybe I just stop at the one. So anyhow, I decide to ink that little green square, thinking that maybe it was just the fact that it was floating, and now the angle is still bothering me. And I'm still moving that thing all over the place. And I'm still trying to work in that yellow circle because I'm thinking that a circle would help break up some of these lines, but I don't think the circle ever makes it into the layout. So there I'm like, okay, I'm just going to put this thing down. So I stick it down there. There it's going to be, oh no, I'm going to pull it off. So there, I think that's where it winds up done. And then I know at some point in here, my battery dies. So, because all of this filming is new to me. So I'm taking this Stampendous stamp set. I'm pretty sure that's Stampendous. And there's a little coffee cup stamp, and you can see I put it right over the top note journaling spot. And I put it to the left of the little green square, another coffee cup. And then I pulled off the puffy sticker that was on the speech bubble, and I stamped the word coffee instead on there. And that was from a hot off the press Fancy Cuppa stamp set, said coffee. Then I used my date stamp just to put the date on there. And now I'm going to put my journaling. And I also put a little October afternoon enamel heart inside that camera. And I'm using a brown Sharpie to do my journaling on here, just talking about how much of a special treat it is when my hubby comes and brings me coffee and brings me a refill and, treats me special. So that is my layout. And I'll lift it here for a little close-up. And thank you guys so much for watching. And if you have any questions or anything, just leave me a comment below. And I hope to do more videos like this in the future. So, bear with me as I learn how to do all of this. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.